I am currently live. Okay, so, couple quick updates. One, my broadcast just kind of shut down, so for those of you coming back in after watching my previous, like, 10, 20, maybe more minute video, it still seems like we're, like, 25 minutes away. The guy's checking, looks like he's going on Twitter now. People took a nap before this just so they could stay up. People are still assuming it's an hour. Some people think it's half an hour. I think it's an hour. I was estimated it to be about at 2 a.m. my time, which is because it's supposed to be 4 a.m. Eastern and I'm 2 hours behind Eastern time. So don't know. There's an hour left. Oh, 69. There's a number right there. Again, if you guys didn't know. There were random numbers appearing in this, so and I read it to you back in the other stream. So if you haven't seen that, I described what this new season can hold, what the battle pass might look like, etc., etc. Nothing else on Twitter so far besides the guy I'm watching asking if it's about an hour, and again, that's what I am assuming. However, he thinks it's going to be about another 23 minutes. I don't know if I can sit here for another, I don't know, maybe hour, because again, I'm on computer, so I can't really, switch between games. Don't know what else I can really talk about with Fortnite. I guess if you guys missed, the past, like, I guess 3-4 seasons, everything actually started finally becoming connected. Instead of it just being like little random things, like in season 3 it was space, and in season 4 it was like movies, and in season 5 it was like worlds collide or something like that. Instead of it just being like what we thought was little random things, everything's actually connecting together now. We realized this back in between season 9 and X, when the I guess intro to X was showing us things like stuff from the past, like people kept complaining. I'm not judging you, for the tech SMG to come back, and they did a little joke, with Jonesy floating and reaching out for the tech but barely missing it because no one else wanted it. They wanted the drum gun instead. Yeah, y'all remember that if you were playing. But things finally started, making sense, like during season 7, I think, was the Christmas one, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look it up. What season was the Ice King in? It says I'm offline. Thank you, Sprint. So, random, I could just ask the guy I'm watching. So while this thing is loading so I can get a legit answer, the Ice King actually had now more to do. And so did what's it called? Ice King, the prisoner. So if you guys didn't know, every quote-unquote hidden character, you know, it doesn't really become hidden after a while, actually has something to do in that season. Back in season 4, the giant meteor that fell, you know, and ended the whole, or maybe it was season 5, I don't remember, but the whole meteor crashed and our secret character was the Visitor. The Visitor came from the meteor itself. And if you guys remember the whole rocket back near Snobby and Haunted, I think it was closer to Haunted, but if you remember that, it was gone because of, well, it was gone because of the Visitor. He took it for himself. So there was that, which again at the end of season X, that was reminiscent. You know, we have the Visitor again. He's finally blasting off. You know, but everything's kind of connecting up now. Even though the Ice King was gone, back when season 9 dropped, if I'm not mistaken, that was Pirates versus Ninjas. Can't quite remember. If you remember at the beginning, Ice King, the prisoner, can't remember his name, and Blackheart were there. And if you remember the eggs back in, you know, season 8, going on to season 9, they moved from the Ice King's castle to the volcano. And if you remember, down in the basement of the Ice King's castle was not accessible. But then, after like, oh look, there's another number 15. But then if you remember, when the secret character was finally revealed, you were able to go down into the basement, finally, and you saw that what was hidden down there were the dragon eggs, or quote-unquote dragon eggs, and the, well, lizard eggs, really, and a large pedestal. On that pedestal was the prisoner, and then, of course, you had to go through a series of things that you saw in the loading screens, and everything's just kind of connecting together. The only thing that really doesn't connect with anything is, the small events that they do, big or small. Because there was a small Batman event, there was a small Borderlands event, there was a Marshmallow event, but then their big events are actually canon to the Fortnite story. So far, it seems that the timer isn't up anymore. Never mind, 16 minutes according to the thing. It is 1:16 currently. But everything's finally starting to connect now. And if you guys are, you know, wanting to play this, never mind. I was just about to say something stupid. I'm tired. It's 1:17 in the morning. But I guess I'll go maybe put in the Konami code correctly so you guys aren't bored. So I guess I'll just talk about my channel, I guess. If you guys are, I guess, new, you know, and not watching because of the fact that you're subscribed to me and you're just like, hey, I'm bored. What is this Fortnite thing? What is this chapter 2 season One, Fortnite. I mean, everyone knows what Fortnite was. It was a bloody meme for a long time. Another thing is, so my channel, I attempt to play different games, but I am broke, so I never have enough things to play for, I guess, quote unquote, everyone's appeal. So, dang, my accuracy went down. Oh, 35 right there. But, the main game I've been playing on my channel so far, besides Skyrim, because I recently deleted that so I can download more games to possibly play, is Dead by Daylight. If you don't know what Dead by Daylight is, it is an asymmetric, quote-unquote, horror game. The more you play it, the less scared you really get. It's nerve-wracking, but it's not really, I guess, scary. But it's an asymmetric horror game where there is one killer and 4 survivors. And I know this is a Fortnite stream, but what else am I supposed to talk about with it? Is it just a giant black hole? Now, when I stream, I usually play as the killer. I would say I'm a fairly good killer. I would not say I'm God tier, as I don't do what I'm supposed to do as killer, and that's called wear headphones. Because Dead by Daylight is a very sound-based game. Like, there's rustling of grass, there's falling, there's moaning because of the injured survivors, there's lots of different factors. However, I am still a fairly good killer. Somehow. But, the killer's job is to sacrifice the survivors. The survivor's job, there's 2 parts to it. There's repair the generators and escape through the exit gates. I'll start with the survivor side if you're just kind of curious about this, but if not, just keep skipping forward until I guess this either ends or B, just starts, But, as a survivor, there are 5 generators that you must repair. Sorry, I had a yawn. Now there are a total of 7 generators on every map, and each map is different from, every time you go into a map it might look the same, but it is completely different. There's no really 2 maps alike because of how different they can actually be. So there are a total of 7 generators. Gotta repair 5, open the exit gates. Now as the survivor, there are a multitude of things. You have perks, and you also have items. And then you can have add-ons for those items. So the items that I can just kind of mention off my head right now, which I'm pretty sure is all of them, is a key, a med kit, a toolbox, and a flashlight. There's also some event items, but I won't go through them because there may not be a lot. But they all functionally do the same thing. Again, I might be missing one, no idea. But the med kit allows you to heal yourself and other survivors faster. The toolbox allows you to repair generators a little bit faster. And the flashlight allows you to blind the killer for a brief period of time, and I'll get into the flashlight a bit more later because there's still about half an hour left on this thing. Jeez. So, let me see. Oh, that's right. The key will allow you to unlock the hatch, which is a last-minute resort to escaping, in case you and your team aren't doing so hot, and the killer closes the hatch on you. Again, I'll get into more of this stuff later so you understand it more. As the killer, it is your job to sacrifice all the survivors. In order to put a survivor on a sacrificial hook, you have to hit them twice. Oh, and with the survivor, there are multiple different survivors, and I forgot to mention perks. See, it is definitely 1:30 in the morning for me. Perks do a multitude of things. I'll get into some of the things that kind of, contribute toward, against the killer, and some perks against survivors, or that can help you just instead of being against the killer. Now as the killer, you gotta hit survivors down. You gotta hit survivors twice. Oh man, I gotta go back to survivors. Survivors, there's many of them. Each survivor starts out with 3 teachable perks, and after they get to a specific level, you can teach all survivors these perks. Now, as a survivor, and there are some survivors that you may or may not recognize. Now, if you're old enough to have watched this, or have recently watched this in either your childhood or your teenage years, or I don't know, one of the survivors is Laurie Strode. Now, most of you probably will have known this from the popular Netflix series, but Stranger Things. Stranger Things was recently added into the Dead by Daylight world, and Steve and Nancy were our survivors. And of course, with each survivor, there are different clothes you can put on them, so they're not wearing the same thing over and over. With Steve, there's his Scoops Ahoy outfit. Sorry, spoilers if you haven't seen season 3. I should have probably said that first again. It's 1 in the morning. And for Nancy, it's her journalist outfit, if I am not mistaken. It's the one with the frizzy hair and the pink shirt. And soon we're going to be getting to more cosmetics for them. We're going to be getting Steve's babysitter outfit, and Nancy's, I guess, hunter outfit with the leather jacket and the ponytail. But we also have some other survivors like Detective Tapp from the Saw series, and who else? And Quentin Smith from not Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. Get your horror movies correct, even. Now onto the killer side. Again, hit survivors them twice with your weapon, and put them on a sacrificial hook. They will not die when you put them on a hook instantly. Instead, survivors have a chance to save the survivors from a hook. So, it's to say centralized and balanced towards survivors and killers. So, now with killers, instead of having an item that they can bring in, they have what's called a power. Different powers may include bear traps, teleportation, speed that can allow you to go through walls, and a chainsaw that makes you move at the speed of light. Over exaggeration, of course you can't move at the speed of light in the game. So there are some glitches and bugs that people have found where they were able to do it. Now, with these powers, each killer also has add-ons to either shorten the cooldown for their power, because for example the hillbilly has a chainsaw that allows you to rev it up and go across the map in the blink of an eye. There's some for his chainsaw that will allow you to have his cooldown shortened, so you can use his chainsaw again. It's also very hard to turn with the hillbilly's chainsaw active, so there's some perks that will allow you to, not perks, add-ons that will allow you to turn a lot easier than you normally would be able to. Others increase the power, or the time the power lasts, and that's mostly it. Now for both sides there are these things called offerings, and I'll get to the killer perks in a minute. Offerings allow you to either get more blood points, and I'll get to that later. Hold on. Alright, sorry, that was a bit weird. But offerings allow a multitude of things like more blood points, a specific map, sacrificial hooks being closer together, or even other things like keeping your add-ons because you might not have a lot of them, but you want to kind of keep them. There's also things called moris. I will get into those later as well. Now, perks for killers, are like the same for survivors, but they can either benefit you mostly, or they can help slow the game down by, maybe having servers not being able to repair generators for a complete minute, but only 3 of them are blocked. Or, skill checks, which is something you do when healing, sabotaging, and repairing generators. Now, some more, and again, same as survivors, there are some killers that you may recognize, like Freddy Krueger, the Demogorgon, Michael Myers, Ghostface, Amanda from Saw, can't remember anyone else, but their power is different from other killers as well. Hold on, let me see how much time. So it's back up to 28 minutes, which is about half an hour from now. So bad I've been talking about this for a minute. And that's the basic gist of Dead by Daylight. I really shouldn't have gone on that long of a tangent. Sorry if you got bored. Yeah. You probably have fast forwarded if you got bored, so. Some other things that I might be playing are some free games, because again I'm broke and I am 17 with no job and I go to school. That's my job. Excuse me. What else do I? Right now, free game that came out this month was The Last of Us. I might be streaming that, even though I already kind of started. I'll gladly start over for a stream. I'm not very far in the game, so like it'll really matter. it'll only affect my initial reactions. I could also play Borderlands 3. I have played most of it already. Fun game. Maybe the PS4 Spider-Man game, because I have that. I could also play Grand Theft Auto 5, Conan Exiles if need be, and even more superior games than this called Minecraft. Dead meme, I know. Leave me alone. Again, it's like 1:30 in the bloody morning. Shh. I could also play some more simple games, to just sit down and talk for a while, like The Sims, or other games like... Hold on, let me sneeze. Alright, so other games, simple, small games like, I don't know, maybe, again, Minecraft. Or I could play some more shooty shoot games like Call of Duty, or Call of Duty. That's really all I have. Or I can go back to some classics like Dark Souls. Of course, I'll never play 1 because I absolutely despise 1 and how immensely difficult it is. Well, let's see what other games I have. Oh, that's right, I also have Elder Scrolls Online. I could re-download Skyrim and start over from that. I could also, I guess, this is, I'm going off on a tangent. It's 1:35, 4 in the morning, and there's really nothing else I can talk about Fortnite, so I guess just maybe skip through or something. You wait for something to happen, or if nothing happens within this stream, go on to the next stream. I'll just keep playing here. Oh, and if I stop for a while and you guys are, for some odd reason, just kind of watching me or letting it play while you make a sandwich or a pot pie or some nice, delicious, refreshing Kool-Aid, one, get me some, please. And two, if I just am completely still, I'm just kind of checking my phone, see if anything happens on Twitter, on the stream. So far, I guess 21 minutes left. Oh, I should use my mouth. It is not working. Understood. So roughly 23 minutes left. Or now it's 17. I will be stupid in the end of this anyways. Again, it's 1:40, guys. Leave me alone. If you guys are just, again, silently watching. And where's my Kool-Aid? I was asking for Kool-Aid a minute ago. I know it's not here. Come on, where is it? Wanna know, guys? Wanna know? Oh man, I'm crazy tired. But I wanted to be up for this entire thing. That's why they gave us this little mini game. I enjoy it. I think it's fun. Just a bit repetitive with the exact same amount of enemies and then the same boss every time. But this is my highest score so far. My second highest score is like only 100 thou. ever since hearing about this on Sunday, I was kind of shocked and relieved at the same time. I have been sitting on my bed all day when I could have been outside or something, doing something productive like a normal person, while out on school break. But no, instead I'm kind of just sitting here playing this, staring at a black hole, constantly checking for Fortnite updates. Even though I knew it was probably going to be around 2 a.m., which again my guess seems to be near correct. But no, I was sitting here in front of this all day, waiting for something cool to happen. I'm like that kid from the first Incredibles. And this game is Mr. Incredible, and he's like, well, what are you looking at? I'm saying, I don't know, something cool, I guess. When the next boss comes up, I'm gonna check Twitter again. See if anything pops up. Nothing has popped up, it seems. Excuse me. Now with this little mini game, it has been getting me through quite a small amount of pain that I have dealt with. Almost a 200 thou. And if we do have to wait for a downtime, next stream I will be linking a couple people's Twitters in my bio, hopefully. Don't quote me on that. But these two people do two different things. One of them makes cheat sheets for, again, you players out there who don't really care about winning. You just want to get in there and do challenges for skins and stuff while trying to have fun, instead of having to get angry at the fact that someone's building 90s and like a quick succession, faster than you can even reload your rifle, So one of them makes cheat sheets for that, in case you're stuck on a little, thing in your challenges and you want that tier 100. Another one posts the item shop daily, so if you don't really care for the event or the challenges, but you're more of a hardcore player and you just like, skins that are different from the ones you already have, and you're getting bored of the ones you already have, but you're waiting for this one skin or this one emote, glider, harvesting tool to come out, then this person is your guy. He posts the item shop daily, and it has been a great help to me, considering I have, gotten stuff that I have been wanting for a while because of him, and I'm like, oh, cool, So, and I might link a leaks, or someone who does leaks for Fortnite down below too. No idea yet. When the next boss is starting to appear, I'm gonna check to see how much time is left. Next boss should appear any second now. That's either. So, roughly 12 minutes left. I've been up since 9 a.m. in the morning, Well, I mean, technically 7. I woke up at like 7. But then I kind of like fell back asleep until 9, so I was kind of in between there. And also, if you guys were watching but you didn't notice, the burger shoots pineapples. As if Fortnite is saying pineapples don't belong on pizza. Which they do. Don't quote me on that. Don't at me. Don't r/me. Or you / I guess it would be. Alright, let's check Twitter, I guess. Absolutely nothing. And Q are 10 minutes left, supposedly. I've been playing this for almost an hour now, just silently waiting. Sounds like Twitter buzzed up again. Probably the dude I'm watching here. Yep. Oh boy. Well, I'm gonna go to the Fortnite page now. Still nothing but black. Stuff of TwitchCon. And the stream of the black hole, which I am currently doing. But I'm playing game, so I have fun while I watch black holes. So 9 minutes, I have just heard. So apparently some assets were added or something. People have been watching the code very closely for a long time at this point. Just like I've been staring at this black hole for a long time. So with roughly 8 minutes left, there isn't too much I can talk about other than stuff like what's gonna feel like, and of course I can't really say. My expectations aren't, skyrocketing, but they're also not, like 6 feet under, What I think of what's most likely being added, I think it is interesting what is being added, to be quite honest. Like, just big things. There's gonna be new guns as usual, and there's gonna be new everything, so I'm kind of curious to see what's going on here, and it looks like I'm about to hit 250,000. A little under 7 minutes left. Twitter has nothing. Guy just promoting himself. at like the 5-minute mark, I'm gonna quit the game so you can just watch at the black hole for the next 5 minutes. Talk about what the season might be, talk about what the future of Fortnite can be, could be, will be, etc., etc. Right now we have 6 till. So as of right now, we're just gonna quietly sit and watch the game. We are at the 5-minute mark. We are going to wait to see if anything happens. Don't mind the loud squeak that's about to happen. At the 5-minute mark, I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. Currently, there is 5 minutes, but nothing on Fortnite besides how much time we possibly have, because in about 15 seconds it's about to be 4 minutes. Four minutes left. And remember, you can just skip forward ahead. I can't. I wish I could. I'm not Doctor Strange. But remember, if the stream just kind of abruptly ends, it means that I need an update. Speaking of which, while this is happening. And so far it seems like we still don't have a quote-unquote update. People are just waiting for this to happen. In about 8 seconds, it's about to be 3 minutes. So, if you guys just skip forward to see if this was the end, and this is near the end of the stream, but nothing happens again, I would like to warn you that I am not going to be a magic guru and say that after these next 3 minutes that it's just going to happen, or if there's going to be an update, because it's supposed to be the downtime. And yeah, so I guess while we continuously wait for the next 2.5 minutes now. 2.5 minutes, sorry. The guy's timer messed me up. So for the next 2.5-ish minutes now, we're going to be talking about what Fortnite could be, what it might be, and what it will be. So I'm pretty sure that we'll start with a will be. I'm pretty sure Fortnite will still be the exact same thing we know and possibly love. Keyword possibly. We're still going to have building, we're still going to have shooting, we're still going to have large maps running around, looting, items, fun, friends, and more events. What it might be is there might be a giant, oh by the way, less than 2 minutes now, there might be a giant map change, we don't know yet. We might be getting more tiers than 100 in the battle pass. We might have a free battle pass, because I heard some people talking about that, but don't quote me on it. Because they've been making us they haven't let us play Fortnite for over a day. So, I guess the whole quote unquote, good thing to do would be giving us a free battle pass, being like, hey, look, sorry, this is just for the laws and stuff. No hard feelings. So what Fortnite can be, I feel like Fortnite could be a bit more balanced from when I last played. Because last I played, the brutes were over freaking powered. 1 minute, by the way. And so 1 minute, wow, we're getting closer and closer. I'm excited. But I hope that with new guns coming out and new vehicles and new things and stuff, we're gonna be getting some, okay, imbalanced game mechanics. We might be getting new items. We might be, going through the, I guess, quote unquote, trailer for it. I also noticed that the chests look a bit different. I don't know if that's going to be consistent. Same thing with the ammo boxes. I don't know if they're going to change the complete look of them at all, or if there's going to be now different rarity chests, which means you can find legendary chests, basic chests, blah blah blah. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nothing so far. Looks to be about the same. Let me see if there's an update. Latest version. We are now confused, sitting here waiting. And if this is just a giant joke, and there is no season or chapter 2 season 1, the only thing left in Fortnite is this black hole of emptiness, so I have no idea what else to do. Maybe it'll appear in 5 minutes, because someone speculated, like 4:06 p.m. Who knows, it might even be 3 a.m. for me, which means another hour of waiting, another hour of this stream of empty void. Ay, ay, ay. Let's check to see if there's an update still. Nothing still.
Why is mine still on? Yo! Splicing said Cody go down for maintenance. Oh, let's go!
Okay, so it just happened. Someone finally went out on maintenance. I'm gonna close the app. Alright, so I'll be back mostly likely in an hour. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. I'm gonna end the stream here. If you are new, subscribe so you can see the next stream or whatever I do on this dumb channel. So for now,